Hello, everyone. Happy Fed rate cut day to those who celebrate. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Good morning, John. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Jacob. Yes, I do see a IWM. I see a lot of volatility today. The markets, based off the overall broad markets, pricing at about a 1% move based off options uh, after the decision, whether that be up or down, or up and down, or down and up. Volatility. So, yeah, I expect SoFi, just remind me. Morning, Ted. Morning, people in the background. So, so how are we doing? All right. Interesting. Building permits is overshadowed by FOMC today, but building permits came out with a pretty big jump, and housing starts came out with a pretty big jump. So maybe builders are anticipating a bunch of people rushing out after the Fed cuts rates to buy houses because these are the August numbers. We shall see. We got the EIA numbers also today for crude traders. By the way, it was crude contract roll day. Uh, we have at 2 Eastern the decision, and then, which normally I say, well, the decision is not the most important. The decision, actually, since it's undecided based off the market, there's nothing above 90% probabilities. It could climb going into that, but as of this morning, it's not. So that's why the decision is going to be really important. And then the press conference, all right, because if they do 50, what are they going to say? What are they going to do to justify 50 and not spooking anything? If they do 25, then does this start like the cycle of every meeting? And how does this also affect a quantitative tightening? So it shall be interesting. So pay attention to both. That the press conference, remember, starts 30 minutes after. Good morning, AS. All right. So the map this morning, just do a quick little refresh. Uh, Slightly up, especially with comm services. Google and Meta is up, but the mega caps are all positive today, going into the open so far. Let's do another refresh here. Comm services, as we saw from the prior window, is up, but everything energy is flat and everything else is up going into the open. Here's our Fed watch. We're gonna have to do another refresh on this because let's just see how much this is moving around. So now it's 60. It's roughly 60-40. I see nothing near 90. So, and the market, which has been overly dovish towards the Fed, is pricing in the 50, but that does not mean it's a lock. So, and the market's also double cut, single cut. So 50, 25 bips, 50 bips. So by the end of this year, the market's still pricing in back to 4 to 4.25. Like the economy is going to be falling off. Now, I think we're definitely, things are drastically slowing down, but this is pricing in like things are going in the tank. So we'll see. Fear and greed, back to greed mode, going into a Fed cut. Markets hit all-time highs yesterday. Well, not every market, but S&P, Dow hit all-time highs. And we're in greed mode, and they're talking cutting 50. With GDP projections right now are running 3%. So, Schiller PE running 36.28 in complete nosebleed territory. Price to perfection. Oh, GIS was a beat, but gap down. There's a double top against a 50% harmonic. That is interesting for anybody looking at that. I got to dive more into their earnings report, but it was a beat, but if there's not much pricing power left by them, that could be the gap down. Tomorrow, do not miss that FedEx after closing. If you don't trade it, I pay attention to where they come in, especially going into the holiday season. Good morning, Anissa. All right. So yesterday we came up to the next little harmonic cluster. Remember, yesterday was the volume roll to Dece. I was already rolled on Monday. 57.37 was virtually the high yesterday. I mean, that was just a minor harmonic. Today, if we blow through yesterday's high, the next major target 57.96.50, so 5,800 area. Just so happens to be that's where the harmonic is. To the downside, if we pull back, remember you can roughly do 1% of this. So 1% to the downside, we're trading 5,700, so that'd be about 57. So, we're looking at, right around this 56.50 area, slightly below that. I'm looking about 56.45 to 56.50 as key support. Remember, we have daily cycles pinned to the top, and we are an overbought. That does not mean it has to stop here. I will be paying very close attention if we roll over to yesterday's low first, and then if we take out that 56.50 area. Below there, you have the roll gap. But that's also where the rotation zone is. So if we blew through 56.50, the next key target area I'll be watching is right around 56.38. So that's where we sit. The one thing I can be sure of, again, we don't even know 50 or 25. The one thing I'm sure is there will be vol, and vol will be during the decision and during the press conference. NASDAQ, if we take out yesterday's highs, key target area is 20,075. And then on a continued rally, not just for today, the next target is 20,530 roughly. Key support, first little area. Remember, we're running about, this could be potentially, roughly 200 to the downside. So that could put it roughly about 19.5. And 19.5, the open from Monday is right around that area. So I'll be paying attention to the open area from Monday, and then if we go through that, the close for Monday. And the close for Monday is roughly about 19,433. Those are the downside. The upside, if we take out yesterday's highs, 20,075 is key, and that would be just over a 1% move up. The Dow, again, Dow futures, you can see here with the contract roll, all-time high, 42,270. We take out yesterday's high, 42,455 to 42,5. Very, very major support is around Monday's close, 41,660. The Russell, which completed a little minor, 87.5. So since we're done with this little move back up, I'm coming back to here. And it looks like this is pretty much off the table, turning this into a triple top. So, by the way, we take out the pre-market highs. The next key area is right around 2,280. 2,280 area is the next target on the Russell to the upside. Remember, also we have the Russell roll day is today. It's today. Switching to the Dece contract. Very key support. I'd be looking at yesterday's close, 2208. And then below that, right at 2200. VIX, again, climbing due to the uncertainty going into the cut. Not that there's a lot of negative pressure on the market. So, DAX, not much to talk about just yet. The DAX did not get to 75% harmonic. I'd be watching 18,829. Above there, if it continues to rally, 18,932. Why 18,829? Because that puts it in potential double top territory. Does not mean it ever triggers. We're still, look at the DAX overall. Look at this. I mean, yeah, it's gone up and down, but it's virtually trading the same price it was in March. Before I even moved, it's traded the same price. Gone a whole lot of nowhere. Gone a little up, gone a reactionary down, and back to a whole lot of nowhere. It's like a whole lot of rosy. All right. AC/DC reference there. The futures, let's take a look at the yield because we still do. The yield shows the cleaner pattern. Okay. Cycles are back at the top. Well, it could trigger a lower probability double bottom. So I'm watching in relation to the high from Thursday the 12th where we closed today based off of that. Well, why would that be bouncing if they're going to cut? Well, you know what? What if they cut 50 and inflation and the market thinks inflation's now going to start coming back? That they're being too dovish. And the first target area is right around the final target area is right around that 50% harmonic. Now, why I jump to that is this is a little lopsided, but it's still valid. So there's on the pure futures, on the 10-year futures, a close below 114.31.5. Taking it back to the prior potential breakout area, but the rotation zone's in the way. 10-2s pulling back to 11 bips. Nothing much to talk about there still. We do have, it'll be interesting to see if this little minor double triggers for a pullback to the zero area. But would that say, you know what, the recession's off the nope. Where's my soft landing Cocoa? Triple bottom. Remember, if this breaks, the next key target for me lower is about 99.4 to 99.5. And then test the bottom of this descending channel. On a rally, I'm paying attention to yesterday's high, but the only thing for a sustained rally that puts me into something bigger is if we close through the rotation zone. Crude roll. Now I'm paying attention to the Tuesday's high prior to the contract roll. But we've come up with cycles at the top rolling over, so I'm watching for a more significant, potentially bottoming pattern, or at least a little bigger pullback. Natty gas, still triggering and still holding the rotation zone. So far triggering the double and a move sideways with the rising rotation zone. So we still have the upward bias on that and the upward probabilities. Gold, still after a breakout, a sideways correction. Cycles are still rolling over. On a break above Monday's highs, 2641, 2642 is the next key target higher. On any pullback, the major support is 2560. Cocoa, 25 bips and a soft landing. There you are, Cocoa. You really think it's going to be a soft landing? All right. Yen. Little move back in the rotation zone. Now I'm watching to see if we get a stronger bottoming pattern down here. We've had some waning momentum on yen strength. So I'm paying close attention to this, but there's not a fantastic setup yet. This was a follow-through %B buy with the break above Monday's high with a follow-through close above it. So that's the minor pattern. Going to be watching for, remember, it was tough because the first target is the rotation zone, so it already hit the first target. The next target area would be the other side of the rotation zone, about 143.80, should we get some more strength. But this is not the strongest bottoming pattern yet. What else? Euro, not, it's just a mess. Some of these currencies are just a mess right now. Little thing in Bitcoin. If we get the close back below Monday's low, it's a little minor double top. Little minor double top with a potential pullback then to the lows from right around the Friday area from Friday the 6th from September and the lows from Monday the 5th. So I am keeping an eye on that. Remember, Ethereum still has the bigger double pattern in play, still finding major support around that first target. Spiders, targets to the upside on the, if we break out to the upside, the targets are about 570.39 to 572.02 is a key target area. Key support coming in about 557.80 to 558, and then 554.50, 554.65. The Qs, the target 480.87, and then roughly about 485.54 as key resistance. The Qs have a little minor double top, so watch if we do close below Monday's low. Just wanted to show, here's General Mills. So in the bigger picture, there's your 50% harmonic that it rebounded to, setting up a little potential double top. So I'm going to be watching over the next couple days, 72.07 on a closing basis. Because the rotation zone on the daily would be out of the way, and this could be with a return to the 200 area potentially. What else? What else? I know there was something else. SoFi. SoFi, I mean, your key area is right against that 50% harmonic. Now, you do have the rising rotation zone, so support is back at about 770. Would not, you know, it's been on a little bullish run. Would be watching if it starts closing back below 770. I get a little concerned from the bullish side. That means it's held very key resistance. In the short term, breaking above 825, the next key price area I'd be watching, you still have a gap left behind. You still have a gap left behind from March, which the magnet price would be 858, and then 881 for a continued bullish move is key on a closing basis. Other than that, is trading against very significant short-term resistance. Because this is also where the gap down, you see the gap down high area. You see it right here. Let me move this level up a bit just so you can, here's what I'm looking at. So this was prior support. You had the gap down high of that day, virtually here. It can't sustain a close above that. So you see the price rejection there. The price rejection there is yesterday. Now, cycles are also at the top, and it's overbought. So what would be key for me would be looking at this 770 area on a pullback. If it can't even get that far and base is up here, then I'd start watching for the breakout play. Good morning, McRangers. Thank you, Royal Palms. All right. I mean, going into the open, we're just in a tight trading range. If it does, again, if it breaks above about this 57.10, 57.15 is the next key target, and then roughly about 57.23 just to the upside. But we could get, I'm not expecting any kind of trend day going into the FOMC. So I'd be looking at these key areas for some back and forth price trading action. I think that's about it for today. So there's no point in continuing to ramble on. I hope everyone has a safe and I hope you don't have a lot of volatility in your account today. Just don't do silly with the FOMC meeting. Okay? With that, I wish everyone the best of luck, and I shall talk to everyone tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.